Welcome to the 393 Legacy, a Gorilla podcast. We are in week 3 of the podcast, and believe it or not, we are gearing up for homecoming week. Homecoming week is upon us. We just finished up, or we will this evening, finish up the Hall of Fame game. And next week is an exciting time for everybody at Solomon, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. With me to the side of me is Miss Bianca Whitefoot, and she's excited to be here today. You can tell, look at that. And we're going to visit with her in a minute, but sort of a preview. We've got all sorts of activities the week of homecoming, of course, and I've got notes to make sure I know that I'm covering everything correctly. So just want to give a preview on what's actually happening out there as far as the days, and it's called, I think their theme is Jukebox Jams for the week, something to that effect. And so Monday is Jam in Your Jammies. Excuse me. Tuesday is, I don't know, something on TikTok, sorry. So I'm going to just call it Twin Day. I can't even say the word. So Twin'em or Twin'em. What is it, Bianca?
Twin'em.
All right, there we go. That's what it is on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is Jam in the Ages. And so they're going to be, some of them are going to be babies, some of them are going to be adults, senior citizens, and so on and so forth. Thursday is Follow Your Beat. And so that day we actually have a college and career fair. And so we want them to wear their favorite college or post-secondary or whatever they might want to. Maybe they're going to go down to Sunbelt Solomon, and so they wear that gear. Whatever their goals are, we want them to wear it that day. And then, of course, on Friday is Rock with the Red, Roll with the White, and it will conclude on Friday with a parade. And speaking of that parade, that's where we want you to be a part of it. And so, man, if you drive around Solomon, you know that we are known for golf carts, and so that's where you come in. If you would like to participate in our decorating of the golf cart, we're going to have a little contest. And so reach out actually to Mrs. Kelly Cope at kcope, that is KCOUP at USD393.net. You can call the school as well, visit with Jennifer and tell her that, hey, I want to register my golf cart. And we'll get more details out there on social media for you, so that way you can follow it and get registered. But that will be on Friday, of course, the 20th, and we have homecoming versus Frankfurt. Let's not lose sight that there is a ball game that night, but it's all the fun things throughout the whole week, from the bonfire, all the activities that take place, dressing up every single day. That's always fun to see everybody. And one of the coolest pictures last year, and we're going to do it again this year, and one of the coolest pictures of all of last year was at lunchtime on Friday with everybody in their red and white, and we had the whole student body in our new commons area, the lunchroom commons, whatever you want to call it, there outside the gym. And it was just an amazing picture, and I love it to this day, and probably will for a long, long time. Everybody was so festive and showing that gorilla pride, per se. All right, so enough of homecoming week. Let's talk with our senior. Bianca, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you might just tell us a little about your journey here, because you started here in 5th grade, so talk about that, and then just talk about your family and anything else to introduce yourself.
I started here in 5th grade, moved here from Junction. It was definitely a different...
You mean Junction and Solomon are the same?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I didn't really... It took me a while to make friends.
Sure.
But once I started getting out of my shell, I really enjoyed it.
Sure. Now you know everybody.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's completely different. You know everybody.
Yeah.
But it's also the cool part of it too. So awesome.
I have 5 siblings.
That's unique right there in itself.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure that my kids with 4 of them say the same thing. So when you're one of 5, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So tell us a little bit about, this is the question I dread asking. I'll say it in the camera because I know the answer already. So where are we headed next year, and what are we thinking in our future?
I plan on going to KU to study radiology and become an ultrasound tech.
Well, the last part's awesome. The first part, where you're going, but that's okay. That's just my personal, they know that, listening all the time. But know that what a great school it truly is, and it'll prepare you for much success down the road. So as you have, what sort of drew you to that profession, and what drew you to KU even?
I don't know. I originally wanted to go into nursing, but I kind of wanted a major that is also going to give me more time to spend with my future family
There you go.
Do things other than work.
Exactly. So a little bit of life balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have your CNA?
Yeah, I got it last semester.
Okay. So a lot of our students who go into the medical field, that's the first step on their market value assets, on their journey to find out what they want to do in their individual plan of study. So great thing there. And then you realize that I don't want to be working these oddball nights. I want to have more of a schedule, right?
Yeah.
So good. So what drew you to KU?
I don't know. Now, I've always kind of had my eye on KU.
Well, it's a good medical
I know
school.
they have a good medical program. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a beautiful campus. I joke about it all the time. It is beautiful. And it's a good school as well. So very fortunate to have them. Also fortunate to have K-State though too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about people who've influenced you, and let's start with teachers, and then maybe anybody else besides that. So you might mention a few teachers, and it can be the ones at Junction too. So because that's the part of your senior year is also showing a little bit of gratitude and the people who've helped you get to this spot in life to where then you can go to KU. So you might talk about a few of your teachers, and then maybe some other people who've had that influence on you.
I definitely would say Miss Cooper has been a big influence on me.
Cool.
She's been here all 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
And she is always there if you ever need her. And then from my old school, I'd say my 5th grade teacher was a big impact on me.
Awesome. What's her name?
Miss Fallon.
Miss Fallon. You need to make sure you reach out. It's going to be a little bit easier because Miss Meyer will tag Miss Cooper in this, but make sure you reach out to her and let her know what an impact she had on your life for sure. Okay, so now there's other people who are there are support team, so maybe some friends or family members that you've got a few in your family.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's somebody else in the community or anybody else you want to give a shout out to.
My friends, Maddie, Brooklyn Dooley, and Elise Byer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's one that's at K-State, or I'm sorry, at KU. Yeah, so that's awesome. Great. Any funny stories that are appropriate to tell through your 4 years at Solomon High or even in junior high? Anything that you'd like to share, maybe a funny moment or something that comes to mind?
I'd say anything, like anytime Maddie Moore is around. There's something crazy going on.
She has a way of doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
And everybody knows she's in the room when she's around. She just has that infectious personality for sure. Yeah, awesome. So future plans are to head off into radiology, right? Mm-hmm. Any destination? Are you going to come back and settle here? Or is it like, hey, I'm getting out. I'm going to Florida, Texas, California, New York.
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
I might come back. I'm not sure.
Well, awesome. It'd be great to have you back. Tell the group a little bit about, the listeners, a little bit about maybe some of the things that you do in extracurricular that have sort of had a influence as well, because you're involved in a few things as well here at Solomon.
I do competitive dance in Salina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then here I cheer. I do track. I did play volleyball and basketball a few years ago.
And work.
Yeah, and work.
You're a busy person.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that competitive dance.
It really helped you. You get a lot of friends from it, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
And even though it's hard, it's still a really good time.
Yeah. It takes dedication, and that'll pay off as you get into. Those are the life lessons that pay off when you head to KU and you're on your own and you're by yourself, and it's a tough week because there's so many assignments, but it's the push through so that way you can get that degree that gives you the job you want and the life you want. So awesome. Last thing, you're starting to are you nervous about May? I know we're still in September, but are we nervous about May or excited?
I have mixed feelings.
Mixed, yeah.
I'm excited, but I'm kind of sad at the same time.
It's that senior roller coaster. It's like, oh, I'm starting my senior year. It's great. And then it's like, okay, get me out of here. And then it's like, wait a second, slow the brakes down.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get to about April and you're like, okay, fast forward, get out. And then 2 days before school's out, everybody's like, no, stop. And then it's like, yes, I'm through the finish line.
Yeah.
So that's just the roller coaster of emotions of a senior. So enjoy that ride, though. That is a cool year. So as you walk across that stage in May, you want to leave. You talked about a few people that might be living at your household that are getting ready to move into high school, right? What are some words of advice and wisdom to give them as they start high school?
Do your work, and it's only going to be hard if you make it hard on yourself.
True. What do you mean? Elaborate on that, because I think the listener, some of those need to hear that.
Like, if you just sit around and procrastinate, then you're obviously going to be stressed out about getting your work done on time. And honestly, it's not, like, classes aren't really that hard unless, like, you just don't do your work.
Right. So stay engaged, do the work, don't procrastinate.
Yep.
For sure. That will be true even next year when you're at KU. Don't forget that. Well, it has been. Anything else you want to leave the listeners with? Anything? It's homecoming week.
I'm excited.
We're recording it a little bit earlier, but it is homecoming week. There's the bell. We want to get you the next hour, so it's going to get a little bit loud and crazy here. So anything else before it gets really noisy?
Nope.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure. See, that wasn't hard at all, was it? She was all nervous when I pulled her out of the classroom to do this. Hey, it is homecoming week. It is upon us next week. Come out and support these kids. It is a great time to, get your golf cart out in the parade, support them. It is truly one of the best weeks of any school, and especially here when you're wearing the red and white and supporting the Gorillas. So until next week, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next on the 393 Legacy, a Gorilla podcast.